Welcome to another week's edition of Go Gaddis Real Estate Radio. My name is Cleve Gaddis. Cleve is short for Cleveland. Cleve is my nickname. When people do not know me, my fiance Tammy introduces me as Cleveland to help them remember my name. People who do know me almost exclusively call me Cleve. Somebody asked me the other day, does Tammy call you Cleve when you are alone with her? And no, she'll call me Cleveland. And the answer is no, she doesn't call me Cleveland. She calls me Cleve. But when she's in public, she calls me Cleveland, and that's because she believes it will help if you'll listen. In some of our shows, I have guests on the show, and at the end, they thank Steve or Cliff or Clive very much. This show, our mission is really simple. It is to help you go from a real estate novice to a real estate expert, so home buying and selling can be done with total confidence and without all the fear and the confusion and the second guessing that often comes with life's biggest investments. And these are, in most cases, life's biggest investments. And this just isn't about real estate. It's about making smarter decisions for you and your family and your future. If you've got a question or a comment, or maybe even a challenge, we want to hear from you. Go to GoGaddisRadio.com. That's GoGaddis Radio.com. While you're there, you can push back or challenge things we say. You can share ideas with us. You can ask to be featured in our neighborhood spotlight. Let us do a little research on your neighborhood. Or you can subscribe to the podcast so you'll never miss an episode, or subscribe to our YouTube channel so you'll never miss a short or an episode. Today, instead of giving you a market update for the last 7 days, I'm going to give you my thoughts on two programs that most people, and I don't know that other teams, real estate brokerages and teams in Metro Atlanta offer them. But number one, we offer what's called a interest rate offset program. And number two, we offer a program called Stop, Drop, and Save. Now, the interest rate offset program is really simple. It's for buyers or sellers who are saying interest rates are 6.25% today. I think that's what they are. I don't know. I haven't checked today. Interest rates are 6.25%. I'm not ready to move forward until interest rates are 4.75%. So if that speaks to you in some way as you listen, I say, kind of pay attention here. And the interest rate offset program is very simple. It is not doing something to move you forward in the process. The interest rate offset system, if you will, is designed to help you understand the exact cost that additional interest rate will have for you over a 3-year, 5-year, 7-year period. And so we can look at it and say, okay, if you bought the home today at 6.25%, versus 4.75%, how much additional interest would you pay over the first 7 years? We can run that for you very, very quickly. And think about this. It would then give you the exact amount that you needed to save off the purchase price of the home, or through seller concessions, or through some type of an allowance or something from the seller, so that at the end of 7 years, you would have exactly the same amount of money invested in that home as if you had gotten a 4.75% interest rate up front. You might be listening to that going, well, that just seems like fancy math. No. It is real math. And if you can get into a home and save enough money today to offset the additional interest, provided you can afford the payments at the higher interest rate, then the odds are over the next 7 years, you will have the ability to refinance it and to bring that payment down. That's my guess anyway. So that's the interest rate offset program. If you want to see exactly how that works for you, go to GoGaddisRadio.com. GoGaddis Radio.com. Click on Contact Us. Just write in interest rate offset, and we will reach out to you, and I will personally figure for you exactly how much money you need to save off of your new home in order to offset all of the additional interest that you would pay. And the cool thing is you pay less of a price but pay more interest. Now you have a larger tax deduction on your tax return. The next program is called Stop, Drop, and Save. If you are a home seller or a home buyer, you need to listen up. This is temporary buy downs from a mortgage standpoint. And the way it works is very simple. You can either do a 3-2-1 buy down or a 2-1 buy down, and it works like this. If a home buyer wants to have let's just say the 2-1 buy down, if they want to have a 2% lower rate the first year, a 1% lower than market rate the second year, and a full market rate the third year, they can do what's called a temporary buy down. We call it the Stop, Drop, and Save. And so if you are a home seller, for example, and let's say you're thinking of reducing the price of your house $20,000, well, what if instead you could pay $10,000 or $11,000 for a temporary buy down to buy down the interest rate 2% the first year, 1% the second year, and have a market rate the third year. So the buyer goes in with a much more palatable payment that would at least leave them enough room to make the improvements or do whatever things they thought were necessary for the home. So if you want someone to analyze for you our interest rate offset system, GoGaddisRadio.com is where you go, or you call 770-497-0000. And if you're thinking, hey, I'd love to offer some incentives selling my home. Now, if your home is listed with another agent, we want to respect that relationship that you have, but it doesn't mean we can't answer your question. We just can't give you real estate advice. And we could tell you down to the penny how much would it cost for you to buy the buyer's interest rate down the first year by 2%, the second year by 1%. We could tell you down to the penny. So you have everything in black and white. I'm not saying you should do these things or shouldn't do these things. What I'm saying is, and what I believe is, you should know about those options. It's interesting. I tell people all the time, before you say no, N-O to something, you should know, K-N-O-W, your options. I think that is very, very important. And here's something you should know about Metro Atlanta. In this particular segment, we are talking about the PATH400, which reaches new heights with a landmark bridge and trail segment. This is from livablebuckhead.com back in late September. Hundreds celebrate trail opening with a ribbon-cutting ceremony and a festival. Buckhead has a brand new landmark in the treetops. Livable Buckhead, along with city officials and community members, celebrated the completion of the final major segment of PATH400 in Buckhead with a ribbon-cutting ceremony and a community festival on Friday, September the 26th. This new 0.7-mile stretch which runs between Wyuka Road and Loredens Drive, features a stunning 80-foot-high bridge and creates nearly 3 contiguous miles of greenway, enhancing pedestrian and bike connectivity in the area. I think that is so awesome. This is one of the moments where you stop, look around, and say, wow, we actually pulled this off, said Denise Starling, who is the executive director of Livable Buckhead. This stretch of PATH400 isn't just concrete and steel. It's an 80-foot-high bridge, she says, in the treetops, a safe walk to school for Sarah Smith kids, and a front door to the Mountain Way Commons that's going to keep getting better every year. PATH400 has always been about connecting people to their schools, to their parks, to their neighborhoods, and to each other. And today, we quite literally connected the dots. That's a promise we made. And she says they feel like it's pretty amazing to deliver on that. This new portion of PATH400 promotes health and wellness by providing safe walking and biking routes, linking neighborhoods to parks, and encouraging outdoor activity. The project also enhances the local environment with nearly 500 new planted native trees that improve air quality and biodiversity. The greenway is also expected to boost local property values. That sounds good. Support businesses and attract visitors, demonstrating the economic and environmental benefits of accessible green space. The $13.4 million segment was funded through federal transportation improvement project funds administered by the Atlanta Regional Commission. The City of Atlanta also kicked in T-SPLOST funds and design funding from the Buckhead Community Improvement District, BCID. Also some funding from the Georgia Department of Transportation provided its right-of-way along Georgia 400 for the trail, which is amazing, and the PATH Foundation provided construction management services. PATH400, again, is a 5.2-mile walkable, bikeable greenway constructed on public land adjacent to 400. It'll increase access to community amenities, arts, historic and cultural exhibits, neighborhood pocket parks, green spaces, all of that kind of stuff. It is very, very exciting when you think about it. If you're thinking of selling your home anytime in the next year, we want to make sure you get the upside. Should you sell your home for all cash, close within 3 or 4 weeks? Should you sell your home as is, where is, with all faults, put it in the listing service and just get rid of it? Should you make some improvements to your home? Are there places where you could spend $1 making an improvement, some paint, some cosmetic upgrades that would give you a $2 or $3 or a $4 return? Because those would be worth considering, I think. And should you have a clear plan formulated for buying your new home before you sell your existing home? One of those is probably the upside for you, and you might not even know before this segment that all of those are available. If you want to know what the upside is for you, because remember, the upside for you is different than the upside for your neighbor and your sister and your cousin, someone in your Sunday school class. It's different. Your situation is different. And if you want to know how each one of those options works out for you in black and white, go to gogaddisradio.com, click the upside, and we'll figure out down to the penny how each one of those options would work for you. Again, that's gogaddisradio.com. Segment is brought to you by the law firm of O'Kelly and Sorahan. They are our preferred service provider, and they can be reached by calling 770-497-1880. We recently asked our team at Modern Traditions Realty Group what they love most about fall, and here's what they had to say. Leslie Lane, who is our client care specialist, says her favorite thing about fall is being outside in the afternoon, evening, cool, crisp air bundled up by the fireplace with a hot beverage or a glass of wine, making s'mores with the kiddos. Ann Daniels, who's our executive closing manager, says she also loves the cool, crisp air and the changing leaves with stunning and saturated colors and a cozy atmosphere perfect for warm dishes. Debbie Liggett says by the time fall hits, she's ready for the change of seasons, bringing cooler temps, the sounds of leaves rustling, warm fall sun, the kind that warms but not burns your skin, and comfort food instead of barbecues, football and fire. As comfort foods instead of barbecue, she loves football and fireplace, kick back over the holidays. Michelle Lewis loves college and NFL football, sweet potato hand pies, and apple picking. She's our operations assistant, manages our investor account. Gary Skelton says he loves deer hunting, spending time in nature, and some good bourbon whiskey on a chilly night. Susan Stiles says she loves fall camping. Julie Coda says she loves the excitement that comes from the holidays being so close together, driving around, seeing decorations and lights and putting up Christmas trees and getting to play Christmas music nonstop for all of Thanksgiving until New Year's. She says what she loves most is how kind and giving everyone becomes during this beautiful season. And Chris Valley, who's a team agent, says he loves the cooler days where you can drive around the mountains with the windows down instead of using AC. Trees with their different color leaves changing, and fall festivals, footballs, and Halloween. We're going to take a quick break. When we come back, we're talking Zillow again. Did they cross the line? We're going to talk about the FTC lawsuit. Stick with us. We'll be back.